all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning. It's Friday. Here's everything you need to know at the start of your day so you can spend a little more time planning your weekend. I'm Alex Matthew and this is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint. Today is the 10th of May. Equity markets the world over have been roiled this past week because investors have fretted about a deterioration in trade relations between the US and China. Indeed, US stocks ended lower for the fourth day, even though they finished off the lows of the day. The US and China have begun a pivotal round of trade negotiations with hours to go before the Trump administration raises tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese imports to 25% from 10%. Beijing has vowed to retaliate should Trump follow through with the threats that he made last weekend. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump put a positive spin on talks, saying that he had received a beautiful letter from Chinese President Xi Jinping and that a deal is still possible. In Asia this morning, the three early risers are cautiously positive, but all of that may change once the Chinese markets open. In Indian equities, selling continued yesterday by foreign institutional investors for a fifth day. They net sold just over 650 crore rupees of Indian equities, but domestic institutions bought a similar amount. In news back home, the Indian government may have had to cut back on spending of nearly 1 lakh crore rupees in order to meet Finance Minister Arun Jaitley's fiscal deficit target of 3.4% of gross domestic product in 2018-19. A government official told Bloomberg Quint that the government's tax collections were around 1.6 lakh crore lower than the target due to weak direct tax and goods and services tax mop-up. That would have forced the government to rein in expenditure or reroute unutilized funds from various government departments. Amid concerns over data credibility, the 15th Finance Commission Chairman N.K. Singh yesterday said the panel is embarking on a prudential measure of reconciling all publicly available data and to arrive at the best conclusion. Singh, however, made it clear that the reconciliation exercise to be carried out over the next 2 days has nothing to do with data computation methods that have recently raised eyebrows. US fast food chain McDonald's has said that it has reached an out-of-court settlement with estranged partner Vikram Bakshi, buying out the former partner from their joint venture that operated outlets of the chain in North and East India. In the M&A space, Reliance Brands, which is an arm of Mukesh Ambani's Reliance Industries, has bought 260-year-old British toy retailer Hamleys from C. Banner International for an undisclosed amount. In international news, Uber Technologies raised $8.1 billion in its initial public offering after pricing shares near the bottom of their marketed range. It's said to be among the 10 largest US IPOs of all time and the biggest since Alibaba's record-breaking $25 billion listing in 2014. Other than that, there's tension once again in the Korean peninsula, with Kim Jong-un's North Korea firing 2 short-range missiles yesterday. This was its second launch in a week and an indication that it is unwilling to negotiate with the Trump administration. The US stepped up the tension by using civil forfeiture to seize a ship allegedly used to carry coal and heavy machinery out of North Korea, a departure from its more muted response to Kim's earlier missile test. With that, it's over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Darshan. How are we looking today?
Hi Alex, good morning everyone. A bunch of earnings today. SBI, L&T, Eicher Motors will report numbers today. These are the nifty companies, but apart from them, companies like PVR, Kajaria, Canara Bank, Chalet Hotels, IDFC First Bank, Oberoi Realty, V-Mart, Quick Heal Technologies, Equitas, all of them will report numbers. In terms of numbers after market hours, inline set of numbers from HCL Tech, the dollar revenues was up 3.5%, the rupee revenue was up 1.9%, profit was down 1.7% and EBIT was down 1.5%. The FY20 revenue guidance for the company is 14 to 16% in constant currency term. The revenue beat was led by organic recovery and the organic guidance is conservative. The FY20 guidance is sharply lower because of a one-off IBM transaction transaction cost. That's why they've lowered it by 100 basis points. Volta's extremely weak set of numbers. Revenues up 0.7%, profit down 28%, EBITDA down 43%, margins at 7% versus 12.4%. Raw materials as a percentage of sales moved to 44% versus 36%, and raw material costs were up 23%. Unitary cooling, which is one of the biggest segments, the revenues were down 6% versus an expectation of growth. Shankara Building, also weak set of numbers. Revenues down 18%, profit down 92%, EBITDA down 70%, and margins at just 2.6% versus 7.1%. In terms of numbers, other numbers, strong numbers from MGL Haikel, inline set of numbers from PNB Housing. Asset stress continues on the company. Oracle Finance, weak numbers from South Indian Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, and GSPL. In terms of other news, Reliance Arm signs a definitive agreement to acquire 100% stake in Hamleys. No other details have been given. Welspun Corp to consider share buyback proposal on May 14. And McLeod Russell, as well as Eveready promoter, the same Williamson Mager and Company, they have created pledge in favor of IndusInd Bank. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website, bloombergquint.com, and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you will be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. Well, that's all you need to know going into trade today. But do remember there's a lot more that will come up over the course of the day on the website bloombergquint.com. That includes politics, business, and markets. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a lovely day and an even better weekend ahead.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.